Ladies and gentlemen, today I will explain why the C8 Z06 will forever change the way you look at a Corvette. Hello everyone and welcome back to Brink of Speed. So there has been a lot of facts, speculation, pictures, and even video of what everyone thinks to be the new C8 Z06. And so far, from what we have seen and heard, it is going to be a game changer for sure. But let me explain a few things that I think will make this car forever change the way you look at it, whether you are a Corvette fan or not. Now, before you react to any of my thoughts or speculation in this video, folks, keep in mind that I was correct on a bunch of predictions that I made about the C8. Also, I wanted to give my boy Clarence over at C8 Speed 252 a big shout out. As you know, we have a great relationship and I don't tell him enough how much I appreciate him. But I appreciate you big time, Clarence. You are the biggest reason why I started Brink of Speed. So make sure you go over and check his channel out and give him a follow. Okay, let's get into it. Number one, we're going to talk about downforce. I'll start by saying that downforce isn't always a good thing, and we'll explain why in a minute. Before the C7 Z06, GM wasn't super concerned about big downforce. If you take a look at the C4 ZR1, C5 Z06, and C6 Z06, they had almost no downforce as far as aero goes. It wasn't until the C6 ZR1 that GM added a small amount of downforce with its lip spoiler, front splitter, and side skirts, but nothing like the huge Stage 3 wicker bill spoiler on the C7 Z06. This of course created huge drag along with that impressive downforce. So it had its downfalls as well as benefits. Here we had this 650 horsepower Corvette that couldn't even make it past 185 miles an hour because of all the drag it had. The C6 ZR1 on the other hand, with 12 less horsepower, is a 200 plus mile an hour car. GM figured out a new downforce package for the C7 ZR1, and it is night and day better than the Z06, and here's why. They decided to go with a wing instead of a spoiler. A wing allows you to have big downforce without near as much drag, but it still has drag. So much that they had to use a low wing ZR1 to hit top speed. So this new wing was better than the wicker bill spoiler, but still had drag. So what does all this mean for the C8 Z06? My thoughts after hearing that GM is definitely going with a big wing on this new Z06 are, I would be willing to bet that it will have an active aero component to it. And by that I mean an active aero component to the large rear wing. Now, what do I mean when I say active aero component? It will still be a fixed wing, but there will be a centerpiece that is activated by a computer to lower drag when it isn't needed. Kind of like the DRS system on a Formula One car. By the way, DRS stands for Drag Reduction System. This will increase straight line speed on a racetrack or the street. I know what a lot of you are thinking right now, and no, it wouldn't be super expensive for GM to do this. Now, we already know that this new mid-engine body style has helped big time with having less drag for top speed, but it is bound to have a lot more aero, causing much more downforce than the base model. So I'm predicting two things here. Number one, that this Z06 will have way more downforce than the C7 Z06, and maybe even more than the C7 ZR1 has. But GM will use technology to create much less drag for straight line speed. Number 2, this will be the greatest track Corvette that the world has ever seen. And actually, I'll take it a step further. I think it will be the best track Corvette out of all the C8 models. If the ZR1 rumors come true and that car has 850 horsepower, there won't be an amateur driver out there that could control this car on the track. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Less power means quicker times for amateur drivers. Let me know what you all think about this and my predictions. Okay, let's get to number 2. The fact that this new Z06 will have a 5.5 liter flat plane crank naturally aspirated V8 is going to be a real game changer. The first time I heard about this engine, I was extremely excited, to say the least. There are so many benefits to GM using this engine in the C8 Z06. Besides the fact that it is going to scream at 8,600 RPM, it will give a new confidence to drivers that it won't overheat on the track. A high revving engine also translates into lower torque but still high horsepower. This lower torque will help control the car coming out of the corner. It will also help control the car on the street. It will be the first ever Corvette with a dual overhead cam high revving engine. Some are stating that it will be the NA engine that I just described to you. Others are saying it will be this engine but with twin turbos. If you saw my last video, you will hear that there isn't any turbo sound coming from that test mule. Here is that video again. Listen and tell me what you think. I know I've said this before, but a high revving engine also has to do less shifting on the track. And even though I know this 8-speed DCT has lightning fast shifts, a shift is still a shift. So tell me your thoughts on this new engine and what you think it will do for the new Z06. Now on to number 3, and this is my last point. There are many rumors spreading that this Z06 will have carbon fiber wheels. Do I think this could happen? Of course. Will it be standard on the car? No way. This would be another first for the Corvette. This isn't something that will dramatically change the handling on this car, but it will make the steering feel lighter and give the driver more road feedback for a more driver-car oneness. This, along with the large rear wing and high revving engine, will truly make this car the most exotic sounding and looking Corvette ever. Now, when you combine all 3 of these things together, a Corvette with big aero for the track and a component of that aero being active, a 5.5 liter high revving flat plane crank V8 dual overhead cam engine, and carbon fiber wheels, wouldn't you agree that this is going to be the greatest track Corvette the world has ever seen? Let me know in the comments below, guys and gals. Let me know what you think. Give me a big thumbs up if you like this video. Also, if you have not joined this wonderful Brink of Speed community, make sure you smash that red subscribe and bell notification so that you're notified when my new content comes out. I hope each and every one of you has a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you out on the road.